Hello, everyone. It is Terracin filling in for Scooby331. He'll be in just a little bit. So tonight there's no real topic. I do have some news articles pulled up, and let's of Irving Twin and Mrs. Twin.
Hello, this is Tina. How you doing?
And Dr. Queen.
Hi.
So, how y'all doing?
Yeah, we're doing well. It's Friday.
Friday.
Got bottles and such.
There's a meme that says Orale putas, it's Friday.
That what that reminds me of is that after next week, home for 3 fucking weeks.
What's that now? I missed something.
The 5-year-old, my roommate's 5-year-old, is
nice.
going to be home for 3 weeks. I just hope his daycare is open during that 3 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to end up having a very well-behaved child that only cries when his mom is home. Like, he's 5. He still is having troubles waking up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And so 2 hours before bed, I refused to give him something to drink. So he threw a temper tantrum twice because I wouldn't give him anything to drink. I was like, I'm not having you pee in the bed. And I'm not putting a diaper on you in the middle of the night. You're fucking 5.
Get control of yourself, man. Hey, Kelt.
Hey, baby brother.
Hey, short sis.
Keep up with that shit. Remember, I'm at fucking eye level with certain shit. And it's not, I don't have to reach too low. I don't have to kick too high. It's perfect. I can make sure you never have children.
Do you really have to make it sound like you're from both Florida and Alabama at the same time?
Well, our father was born there. My mom was born in Georgia. Do you really want to try and mix swamp water with sewage? You end up with me.
Mix what with sewage?
Swamp water.
Oh.
All right, so this is from Yahoo News Lifestyle. The internet is obsessed with this mom who set her son up on a date with a girl she met at a grocery store. A mother from San Antonio is... Huh?
Sorry, go on. I'm getting impatient.
A mother from San Antonio is being deemed a wing mom after running into a group of girls at a grocery store who attended the same college as her son, proceeding to show them pictures of him. Unsettlingly,
I'm so glad my mom does not know how to use her own smartphone.
Took to her Twitter to give a short shout out to the boy, later identified Gonzalez. Your name is Cody. You're 6'4". You go to UTF at the Outpost, a sophomore and majoring in global affairs. Your mom is truly your wingman, the University of Texas San Antonio student wrote, unexpectedly looping thousands of people into the hilarious narrative. Wow, on this tweet, it got 62,000 likes.
So we got a date then.
Apparently, immediately Valdez began to get responses from other Twitter users praising Cody's mom for doing her best work as a wingman and asking for updates on the relationship. Scrolling past tweets. According to friends, Gonzalez, who saw the tweet, The 20-year-old didn't have a Twitter at the time when Valdez initially posted. The next evening, however, he created one and chimed into the conversation with a simple response. "What's up?" Things seemed to move quickly from there, with a photo tweet just 2 days later of Valdez and Gonzalez together on their first date. 1 day later, Valdez wrote that a second date was in the works. Gonzalez tells Yahoo Lifestyle that things are going great with Valdez despite having to study for finals. "We are finishing finals and have been going on dates. We're planning on going out this weekend," he explains. He also makes mention of the oddities of viral internet fame. "It definitely is a change to the norm." As for his mom, she's still very much in the loop of what's going on, thanks to friends and family. But she isn't the only one. The grocery store where Patricia ran into Valdez has now claimed responsibility for the successful introduction. Lovely.
The grocery store is claiming, like, taking credit. Nah. Yeah, it was your grocery store, but your patrons were in there shopping. Like, it ain't like y'all secretly planned this out and just, you get what I'm saying? Like, people, well, like, whatever. Like, oh, we're going to take credit for them being set up. No, your patrons were just in your store at the right time. Like,
pretty much.
It's like they're trying to say, oh, this was premeditated. Like, we planned this out ahead. I mean, they could have, for like a publicity stunt or something. Like, maybe their sales are in the fucking toilet, or their business is barely staying afloat. Like, who knows? It could.
All right, here's another one. Court ruling vindicates LA student who sued the college for curbing his free speech. The Los Angeles college student who sued his school after they curbed his free speech right to pass out copies of the Constitution was vindicated in a California court this week after a judge ruled that he was well within his boundaries of the First Amendment. Pierce College student Kevin Shaw, 27, filed a lawsuit in March against the Los Angeles Community College District after he was barred from passing out copies of the historic document because he wasn't within the school's designated free speech zone, a tiny parcel that's about the size of 3 parking spaces. Officials for the school maintained that the minuscule area provided was constitutional. But the judge rejected that argument and said the open space of public colleges like Pierce are traditional public forums, regardless of the school system's regulations. Shaw said he was excited over the decision. "I feel vindicated," he told Fox News. "I had faith in the courts, but the process was long. I started to worry about what the outcome may have been." "We do not comment on pending litigation," Yusef Robb, spokesman for the Los Angeles Community College District, said. "We are fully committed to free expression on our campuses. As a community college district, promoting the free exchange of ideas and knowledge is at the core of what we do every day." It was just before the general election in November 2016 when Shaw attempted to distribute Spanish-language copies of the Constitution during a recruiting drive for his student group, a campus chapter of Young Americans for Liberty, on the main quad. A Pierce administrator told him that he could not distribute literature outside the designated zone. Shaw says he was also told that he would have to fill out a permit application to use the zone, and he would be asked to leave campus if he refused to comply. "When I attempted to hand out copies of the Constitution that day, my only intention was to get students thinking about our founding principles and to inspire discussion of liberty and free speech. I had no idea I would be called upon to defend those very ideals against Pierce's unconstitutional campus policies. This fight is about a student's right to engage in free thinking and debate while attending college in America. Shaw said that since the lawsuit was filed, he has refrained from handing out more copies of the Constitution, but was supporting his group's chapter in other ways. He also said that the original incident had inspired him to pursue political office. He's currently campaigning for assemblyman in the 38th District of Los Angeles County, while still attending Pierce. This lawsuit got me more interested in protecting people's rights, he said. So I decided to run for office. Elections will be held this coming June. It's interesting to hear because, I live in a town that has a massive campus. We have the University of Florida. And, you have to have a permit if you want to hold an assembly, but to pass out flyers, it's completely legal. The school can't say anything about that.
Right.
So for me, it's kind of stupid to say, no, you can't hand out these pamphlets. It's not like he's saying, here, and shoving the entire stack in their fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Not like you're throwing a Bible at them.
Oh, sweetie, that's just schools in Alabama and Georgia.
And Louisiana now, that our little sister's teaching there.
Well, she can get fired for that, so she better not unless she's at a Catholic school.
We have the same kind of expression problem on our campuses with pro-life stuff.
Our little sister doesn't like Catholics.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, they pay pretty damn well. So if she wants a decent school teaching career, she better not turn down someplace that pays her well, even though she doesn't like it. I didn't like working at McDonald's, but I did it.
True, but
at the end of the day, money's
sister
money.
who grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth.
What? You roboted.
I said, this is our little sister who grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth. Hello?
I'm here. It's just, that doesn't give an excuse for our little sister. She could still use her brain.
Very true.
Our sister tends to use her Bible more than her brain. She literally lets the Bible think for her.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, dangerous.
So here's one that'll hit home for you, Irv. People are treating dogs like children and putting cheap dog food brands out of business.
First part, no. Second part, great.
Dog foods made with premium ingredients are in high demand, which means lower quality brands are seeing less profit. If you have a pet, you know they're an important member of the family. We buy our fur babies toys, luxurious beds, and according to a recent report on millennial spending, some super expensive dog food. So much so, it's putting cheap dog food companies out of business.
Yeah, see, that aspect's great, right? But I mean, that term fur baby, it's like, fuck you. Don't rob your dog of the dignity of being a dog.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Fuck,
It's a
man.
dog.
They're not babies. All right, they're killing machines. It doesn't matter how sweet your animal is, okay? This is a killing machine. It's 4 legs with a face full of sharp teeth. Like that's what they are. Do not call them babies, motherfucker.
Come here, fur baby.
25,000 years these animals have been by our side, all right? Hunting with us, killing for us, defending it, dying for us, and you want to call it your baby? Get the fuck out. Get that. I'm sorry.
My little puppers is right here beside of me. She's sleeping.
I got my fur baby coming.
Her name's Honey Bun. She's Shih Tzu and Yorkie.
Yeah,
And
she a nervous wreck sometimes?
No.
Never? Good.
Never.
Good.
But don't let her name fool you, because she bit my brother twice on the ass because he was walking toward me really walking fast, and she took that as a threat, and she jumped up and bit him on his ass cheek.
See what I mean?
And the second time she latched on and didn't let go. And then another time, my friend that I went to school with since middle school, he came over, and I hadn't seen him in like 15 years. And he was sitting on the end of the couch. I was sitting in the middle, and Honey was between me and him. He leaned over just to show me a picture of his kids on his phone. And when he did, she ate his ass up. Like, she attacked him. Like, But so don't let her name fool you.
It's a good dog.
Then we have two other dogs, Tank and Chloe. So we have our own little THC.
Tank's a good name.
He is a tank.
All right. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, pet food brands such as Mars, Pedigree, Nestle's, Purina, Kibbles, and Bits have been plummeting sales in recent years as pet owners opt for more premium ingredients in their four-legged friends.
Suck it, Nestle.
Do what?
I said suck it, Nestle.
Spending on pet food rose 30% per U.S. household between 2006 and 2010, according to Nielsen, and increased 36% between 2007 and 2017. Much of that spike is being contributed to the younger generation who treat them like it was their firstborn child. Says Beverly Petrich, owner of doggy daycare Do Gone Fun. Okay.
Oh,
I think it's supposed to be doggone fun, but the way it's spelled, it's just dumb. Many millennials are waiting longer to buy homes or have kids, instead choosing to add to their fur family. And since their pet is the only one vying for their attention and paycheck, they get smothered with only the best products, food included. Shoot, I feed this one over here fucking gravy trainer. More than 4,517, according to data analytics firm GfK. A 45% increase from 2016. With all the options for food and snack products using premium products, it is leaving affordable dog food, which often contains fillers, by the wayside. Although many owners feel this is best for their mutts, prices on average have risen from $1.71 a pound in 2011 to $2.55 a pound at the end of 2017.
Yeah, but I don't think that's actually a rising price. I think that's a rising cost that people are willing to pay. Like the dog food price hasn't increased. People are just spending more.
Yeah.
Right. So
personally, I'm one of those people that will, let's say I bought a rotisserie chicken and I only ate part of it and I know I'm not going to finish the rest. I'm the type that would rip that sucker up, cook up some rice, throw it in there, and feed it to the dog.
Yeah, I would mix it with just like his kibble for a couple of days, right? But yeah, good rotisserie chicken. Yeah, dogs deserve that.
I've done it with a roast, as a matter of fact, for this fat ass over here. We had a ham in the fridge. Now it hadn't spoiled or anything; it was just sitting there. And going over to my aunt and uncle's house, and they have a backyard that we let the dog run in. And so I took it with me. And he hauled ass with that fucking ham, and I saw him with it today in the backyard, and he's trying to bury it to save it for later. He'd already eaten more than half of the meat off of it, and I was like, no, we're not playing this game. So I picked it up and put it in the trash. Mostly because my aunt and uncle are like, we don't want rotting meat in our backyard.
No, yeah.
As it is, I have to go out there when it's not pouring rain and fill in the holes where he's dug. My uncle's been making comments about the holes in the yard. So, and it's not just their food. According to the American Pet Products Association, APPA, pet owners in the U.S. spent $69.5 billion on their pets last year, up from the $41.2 billion in 2017 or 2007, excuse me. You say this like it's a bad thing. Listen, our pets give us unconditional love, all the face licks, and unlimited snuggles. They listen and love and want nothing in return. So why wouldn't we lavish them with only the best? I'm no millennial, but I guarantee I contribute to a large portion of that 7 billion or 70 billion. My dogs want a new toy every week. They need a new toy every week, and Mama's gonna make it happen. Pet population growth is faster than with humans, said Bobby Modi, head of pet strategy for Jif Peanut Butter and Folgers Coffee. And with gluten-free, refrigeration-only brands and premium dog treats continuing to skyrocket in sales, it's probably not going to end anytime soon. Sorry, the computer's running slow, so I'm waiting for it to scroll down. I'm one of those people, if I can afford to get them good food, I will. Like when I had my rat terrier before, an evil bitch stole my poor baby. I used to buy the Rachel Ray dog food to give to her, and she always had a nice shiny coat. Her teeth were good, everything. So yeah, but I will also make sure it's within a certain budget. Like if it's a dog food brand that's like $20 for a 5-pound bag, there's no way in hell I'm paying for that.
That would be like Science Diet.
And Science Diet is actually bad for your animal.
Really?
Yep. All right, that was it on that one.
I heard that Blue Buffalo is pretty good.
Blue Buffalo, some of their foods are killing cats and dogs. It's something they put in there. I have a friend that works at a pet supply shop.
Mm-hmm.
So her company actually pulled all Blue Buffalo off of their shelves and all Science Diet.
Damn.
Okay, I need to go grab something to drink, so you guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute, and then we'll get on to the article, Prada pulls products after claims of including blackface imagery. So, I'll be right back.
Okay. So it's just Irving's muted. So it's just me and what's your name? Tara's baby brother.
American Kill.
Okay. Man, I feel like I've been hit by a train. So, what's everybody doing this weekend? Anything interesting?
Mm.
Same here, there ain't nothing really to do. Unless you go to Charlotte or something. And, nah.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I guess my brother in Irving died.
No, your brother was talking.
Mm-hmm. I'm alive.
Okay. Cryptic says, I spend $100 every 2 weeks on my cat's food. Just his food. Okay, Prada pulls products after claims of including blackface imagery in new collection. A lawyer posted a photo of the monkey-like figures featured in the new window display of Prada's Soho Manhattan store. Her post immediately inspired backlash against the luxury fashion line and sparked discussion about anti-black caricatures. On Friday, Prada issued a statement saying it abhors racist imagery. The merchandise has since been removed. I will do a screen share so that you guys can see what it looks like. In just a minute. There we go. My screen share. There it is. I just hope my computer decides to work long enough to do this. I really got to talk to Burnside about letting me go ahead and order that fucking fan. Sent to everyone. Look at this. Here is the little monkey that's on the Prada bag.
Okay, that's a disgrace to that Prada bag. I'm sorry.
It's ugly on the Prada bag, but I can see where they're getting the quote-unquote blackface imagery. But normally when it came to the blackface imagery, they didn't have the red lips. They actually had white lips. That's if you go by when some black and white TV shows or black and white movies where they had white people playing black people parts. That's where it came from. And here's giant ones, apparently.
Oh, Lord.
What I want to know are what the fuck are these pink things? They look like retarded dialects.
What the fuck?
They look like retarded dialects.
Yeah, I'm fucking speechless on that.
One person tweeted saying, sickening but not surprising.
Richard Art in the chat says, they look like they've got downs.
Now, here's a black face. Here's another black face. I can see where they're coming from. But, I can also see how they're a monkey. They should have at least given it a fucking tail. Maybe a tail would have helped instead of these, tail-like arms. Now, what the fuck is this yellow thing? What the hell?
Modern art masterpiece.
They look like inbred minions. Look at that thing.
That is funny.
Am I wrong? Does it not look like inbred minions?
It does.
I know what it is. It's Majin Buu trying to look like a minion.
Majin Buu.
Dragon Ball Z.
I know who Majin Buu is. I just don't see it.
The curl on the tip of the head. Majin Buu had that like dangly thing with the ball at the end of it on his head.
Yeah, ponytail tentacle.
Yeah. Just imagine it yellow and him having 3 legs. Jordan Holman says Prada was accused of selling a figurine that resembled blackface. The luxury company says it's not quite what they were looking for. Here's what Prada had to say. Prada group abhors racist imagery. The Pradamilia are fantasy charms composed of elements of the Prada of yore. They are imagery creatures not intended to have any reference to the real world and certainly not blackface. Prada Group will never had the intention of offending anyone, and we abhor all forms of racism and racist imagery. In this interest, we will withdraw the characters in question from display and circulation. Well, too late, dude. Your monkeys have tails for arms, and they're standing with retarded dialects. Yeah, how about you remove all that shit because it's ugly as hell. There they are, removing them. What the fuck is that blue thing? It looks like a deformed K9 unit.
Oh, wow, those monkeys are bigger than I thought.
Yeah. And those are just the display model ones. Prada employee was removing racist and generating blackface imagery from the Soho storefront this morning when Jen Sue arrived shortly after they lowered the blinds. Bloomberg, Prada will stop selling $550 monkey figurine decried as a racist. A hanging monkey at product should be ashamed. So Prada studied its DNA to come up with the Prada line, and it apparently found its chromosomes was blackface caricature. I'm always curious about how many people these sorts of things actually went through. What on earth was Prada thinking? Was Prada thinking? And what do you think of what Prada did before the curtain fell in the window of the Soho store? For bringing this, and thank you, Lawyer Girl, for bringing this to light. If Prada had people of color on staff in positions of power, boycott Prada would never have happened. Just another reminder why diversity matters. See, the thing is, it's not always to do with the diversity. Sometimes, people of the whatever race or creed is, having other people outcry saying, no, this shouldn't be. They're like, it's cute to me, or that's funny to me. It doesn't always have to do with that. It has to do with the fact that you see racism everywhere because you're still wearing your rose-colored glasses. Prada has pulled its red lip monkey dolls, which echoed racist Shambo imagery. So, yeah, that happened. Everyone still alive?
No.
Yes.
Damn, I'm going to have to plan the funeral for my brother.
What were you expecting? An applause?
Hey, Sweeper, I see you in the chat. Why don't you click on that link I gave you? Yeah, I've seen some weird shit on merchandise that people will buy and then, other people will throw a fit about it and then they're like, oh, I must take it back because I must be politically correct. Whereas I'm like, it's cute. I'm leaving it alone. Let's see here.
I think they're just looking for an excuse, just to every little thing. Just
okay, so we'll talk about the bizarre eel newt that was found in Florida.
a what?
Scientists discover a new bizarre eel-like creature in Florida, and it's got like frills on its head like a newt. This is coming from
sex toy.
Do what?
The Florida man found a new sex toy.
Scientists discovered a new bizarre eel-like creature in Florida. Here I will do a screen share so you guys can see it. There it is. The siren rectilia paratype specimen was captured in Okaloosa County, Florida. Honestly, to me, it just looks like a legless newt. Just a really fucking big one.
Yeah.
Florida residents have a new neighbor, and it has a body of an eel and the spots of a leopard. It also has 2 small arms with gills sticking out of its body and lives in the swamps of the Panhandle. The creature is actually a new species of legless salamander, or siren. It is being officially called the siren rectilia, or the reticulated siren, and its discovery was published in the journal PLOS 1 last week. Scientists say the 2-foot-long reticulated siren is amongst the largest species discovered in the United States in over 100 years. In this study, we use morphological and genetic evidence to describe previously unrecognized species from southern Alabama and Florida Panhandle. The authors wrote in their paper, we named this species the reticulated siren. Future studies will enable more precise phylogenetic information about S. reticula and will almost surely reveal additional undescribed species within the family. It took the authors about 5 years of searching the Florida Panhandle before they could collect enough specimens to describe the species. This is one of the swamps here in Florida.
Oh, it's just a new salamander type.
That's all it is.
From like.
So they even named after something that people try to fuck.
One of the research authors, David A. Steen, who works at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, captured the first specimen of the reticulated siren in 2009 while trapping turtles within Elgin Air Force Base in Okaloosa County. The authors then attempted to collect more specimens at Elgin Air Force Base as well as at Conneaut National Forest and in Lake Jackson, but failed. In 2014, however, they were finally successful when they found more specimens in a freshwater marsh adjacent to Lake Jackson in Walton County, Florida. According to National Geographic, there have been rumors for decades that an eel-like creature with leopard spots lurked in the swamps of Florida and Alabama. It was basically a mythical beast. The reticulated siren was so hard to find because it spends its entire life below the surface of the water, the scientist said. It also likes turbid water, which makes observations difficult. Pretty much it likes water that's constantly moving. What immediately jumps out about the reticulated siren that makes it so different from currently recognized species is its dark and reticulated or net-like pattern. It also seems as though they have a disproportionately smaller head as compared to other sirens. According to the paper, the reticulated siren has an elongated eel-like body shape, 2 forelimbs, no eyelids, a lateral line, enlarged external gill flaps, pretty much associated with gill slits, and a horny beak in place of the premaxillary teeth typical of other salamanders. The authors are hoping the discovery of the species opens the doors for more researchers. We hope the data we present here inspire others to prioritize further study of this group of fascinating amphibians and fund associated research.
It just looks like something that, you know how swamps and marshes and lakes and shit, they have like sewage runoff and like pumped into it and shit. It's like, it just looks like something that spawned from shit being dumped into the ocean. Like, not the ocean, but the lakes and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's not a surprise. Honestly, I think I've seen this thing before. It's just, to me, it's just nothing but a legless newt. I mean, Bivens Arm, I'm pretty sure I saw it down at Bivens Arm. And, well, I'm not a scientist. I do recall seeing something very, very similar to it.
I will be right back.
Okay. So, baby brother.
Yeah?
What games are you bringing when you come to visit?
Let me check to see what I got.
As you already know, you have to bring Borderlands and the controller you bought for me.
Yeah.
And don't forget the PS2.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I've got on the Xbox itself, I got Alien Isolation, Ark, Armored Warfare, Assassin's Creed China, Russia, and India, Assassin's Creed 2, 1, 2, Syndicate, Unity, Battlefield 1, Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, Remastered Editions, Blazing Angels, Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, Call of Duty Black Ops, Infinite Warfare. Why not? Infinite Warfare is not working right now. The 5 boring ass games you downloaded while you were here last year. Crossout, Dante's Inferno, Dead Space 2 and 3, Death Squared, Destiny 1 and 2, Dying Light, Fallout 3 and 4, Far Cry 3, Primal Blood Dragon 4 and 5, Flying Tigers, For Honor, Fortnite, Gears of Wars 2, 4, Judgment, and Remastered Edition of 1, GTA 5, Grow Up, Halo 5, Reach, and Master Chief Collection.
You already know I'm not going to play Halo.
Falcon, Hitman Blood Money, and Hitman Just Cause 2 and 3.
Yay, the real Scooby has arrived.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to notice. What's going on, guys?
I heard some noise. Remember, my computer's slow, so it took a minute for me to click over.
Okay. What happened to Irv? He was in before when I was looking at the screen.
He's gonna be doing a stream.
After hours?
I'm not sure, but I think him and the missus are going and getting some dinner.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
I don't know why they don't just eat on air like the rest of us do.
Have you seen the two of them? They probably eat like horses. They don't want us to watch that. Seriously, skinny people like that tend to usually eat like they're going to get shot in the morning. Then they go run for like 3 miles every day. Just don't eat so much. Ugh. So what, is he streaming now or is he streaming later?
I have no clue.
All right. Well, more likely than not, he'll probably shoot us the link. So how did you guys do this week? I haven't talked to anyone in a while. I've been really busy.
Well, my doctor gave me some medication for my rosacea. I have to go and pick that up. Because it's really inflamed. She didn't like the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
She also gave me a new anti-inflammatory for my back.
Good.
I've been on this olanzapine for a couple days now. And it makes me really, really groggy, but that could just be, you know, one of those beginning side effects that you get.
Yeah.
That goes away after being on it for about 2 weeks. But if it continues, I'll talk to my doctor. Because I can't be being this groggy all the time. I'm already tired during the day as it is because I prefer to stay up at night and sleep during the day.
Yeah.
But I can't have it being the way it's been going so far.
Well, hopefully he's able to do something. Yeah. You know, so
Actually,
something to.
I request female doctors only because one, I'm more comfortable with them, and two, I can talk more with them about my problems.
I don't know. I personally I prefer male doctors myself. Like, give you an idea. I had to show the junk to the doctor a couple of weeks ago. There's no enjoyment there. It's all business. Like the female doctors, I always feel weird.
No, for me, once it gets into the medical area of it, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hey, Scooby.
What's going on?
I was nothing much. Just that's bullshit. That's all.
Oh, that's cool. How is everything?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I can't complain.
That's good.
I'm still here. I'm still kicking. So
I can complain. Bitch, bitch, moan, moan, cry, cry, wham, wham.
No, I was listening to.
You're my sister.
I think why Tara. I prefer women doctor too because women doctors can relate more to us women because we share the same problems, and it's like a male doctor can't relate to a female because they don't experience the problems that we go through.
Well, when it came to my shrink that I had, unfortunately he retired. But I actually had it written down that they could only schedule me to see him because they had these two other doctors I had seen. One of them, now mind you, I have epilepsy. And for those that don't know what epilepsy is, it's where there's electrical misfires in your brain. Think about a war zone, each side firing off mortars, and the mortars just landing randomly instead of them going where they're supposed to go. So that's a seizure.
Yeah.
And
I know how you
but
feel,
those are like electrical impulses in your brain. This bitch suggested I get electroshock therapy. I looked at her. I was like, since when the hell did we go back to the archaic 1940s?
Oh, no, sweetheart. They still do electroshock therapy.
No, this bitch was wanting to use it for my my depression and everything. But the thing is, and I've heard of that working. I looked at her and said, I have epilepsy. You can't do that. Well, how do you know till you try? and my aunt's sitting next to me and she goes, oh, come on, sweetie, just give it one try. It could be rather shocking. And I looked at my aunt like she had just said the dumbest thing. Like she had just said, the stupidest thing I'd ever heard on the planet. I glared at her and she's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
You should have told your aunt, say, yeah, what's next? You want me to get a lobotomy too?
But I looked at this woman and I was like, just refill my meds. I'm never going to see you again. And she's like, well, don't be so sure about that. I was like, oh, I'm pretty damn sure I'm never going to see you again.
It's sad that in today's political climate, you can't take pleasure in things like that. Other people's electroshock therapy. It's considered wrong to chuckle at it.
No, I flat out asked her, I said, are you trying to fry my brain and kill me? Do you want me to be a vegetable? She's like, that doesn't happen anymore.
You ever see when you slap somebody into one of those chairs and they start shocking them?
I don't think anyone's ever complained about becoming a vegetable.
I will not live like that. No. I got it in my medical files that if something happens to where I'm completely brain dead and there's nothing, I will not, to pull the plug, I will not live like a vegetable. No. That is the, Who would want to live like a vegetable? No.
Well,
I sure as fuck wouldn't.
Technically, vegetables do cry out to us, and so does grass. I mean, what do you think that smell is when we mow the lawn? That's grass blood, and the actual aroma is the grass screaming out, you cut my head off!
Isn't nature grand?
That's one thing I love about fucking vegans is you tell them that shit. Plants don't have feelings. I'm like, okay, have you ever seen a mimosa tree? And they're like, yeah, they have those pretty pink fluffy flowers. Yeah. If you put a lighter under it just enough to where you can feel the heat with your hand and do the same distance with a mimosa tree, it will close its leaves. They can feel pain.
Yeah,
and they're
plants
like,
are a living organism. True. Just because they don't have deductive reasoning doesn't mean.
Well, I look at fly trap, feel the fly on its leaf.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like when how most people, when they cut onions, you cry and your nose and everything starts running, because that is an onion has a defense mechanism. It releases that pheromone or that.
That's just onion guts spilling out. I'm okay with that.
But it is a defense mechanism. Like my mom, doesn't matter what onion she cuts, she will start crying. Her nose will start running. But me, I can go in there and chop 500 onions up. Don't matter what kind, and I will. Some people it affects, some people it doesn't. But me, I'm one of the lucky ones that doesn't affect it.
With me, I can cut up one of those nice big white onions, no problem. Give me Vidalia onions, those smaller ones that most people use for sauteing. I like white onions for sauteing. But give me that little, that smaller one that has the
sweet
oranges. Yeah. I will cry like a little bitch. Purple onions, no problem. White onions, no problem. Sweet Vidalias, I cry like I'm a baby.
Redheads smell like onions. I always thought that myself.
You better
Redhead.
not tell that to Burnside.
No, the broads, specifically the women, redhead women. They have an onion funk to them. I've noticed that in my.
I think that's part, the genetics from them being Irish.
Well, they don't call them a ginger for no reason. So maybe it's not onions that you smell. It's ginger.
No, it's onions. No, believe me. I used to have a thing for redheads. It's just nah. It's a little bit overpowering. Yeah. It was weird. I don't particularly normally go for Caucasian girls, but just if they got that red hair, I had a thing for redheads for whatever reason. I don't know where it comes from. I think my grandfather had a thing. Well, actually, no, my grandfather had a thing for big women. That's where I get that from. But yeah. Say it's a shame too. I always liked redheads, but that's the two things about them. You can't take them out in public if they're too fair skinned because they ignite when the sun hits them, and when you get intimate with them for whatever reason, they smell like a blooming onion from the outback. Just my personal experience with redheads.
You better have a can of Febreze in your bedroom and just start spraying them down.
Oh, I'm happy I'm with the girl I'm with now. I haven't been near a redheaded girl in a long time, but that leaves quite an impression.
Do they smell like onions when you cut them too?
No, I haven't cut any girls, so I couldn't tell you.
I would make an inappropriate joke, but I'm not.
So, I wanted to ask you guys, did you all get your Christmas shopping done yet, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get older, like Christmas is celebrating the holidays is different, especially like Christmas, because it's like I really don't care if I get anything for Christmas, because it's like there's 364 other days that I can get presents. Like, why does it have to be this specific day? Like, just to get a bunch of presents.
Well, for me, this specific day is the only day I pretty much get exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the food. I was never.
Be prepared to be disappointed this year, Evelyn. Tara.
Whatever. I'll whoop your ass for that when you get here.
Shit, sorry.
I'll throw you into Noonan's Lake and feed you to the gators.
No, you won't. You'd miss me.
You sure about that? I like your car.
At least you guys got each other for Christmas. I don't see my family no more on Christmas. It's usually just me and my mother. My wife will be there this year. Usually she goes to see her family. But I think I told you a couple of weeks ago, her cousin tried to fight with me again because he's crazy. So she's not going to be going on Christmas Day. She's going to stay here. She's going to go see him on Christmas Eve. Which it is whatever. But that's the thing that's, I miss more than anything. I miss having my friends around on Christmas, and I miss seeing my family. My friends are all dead, and family I got the bad blood with.
Wait, when did I die?
Thank you.
Pretty sure my brother's alive and kicking. Burnside's just at work. Nightcrow's at work.
I'm here.
Irving's getting all up in guts.
When I should clarify then. All the people I grew up with in the neighborhood, they're all gone. They're all dead. You see, so like even when I would go out, I could go out to the bar on Christmas Eve, even though I don't drink, to play around the darts. There's no one there to play with. It's Christmas has a different meaning for me now than it used to have. It's a lot more somber. It's a lot more solemn. It's I spend a lot more time at the cemetery on Christmas than anything else. So it's I don't even look for presents or anything like that. It's doesn't even cross my mind. Just dinner. That's all I look for on Christmas. You know,
Well, you, Estelle, and Peaches just need to come and visit for Christmas, and you'll have a great time. Southern cooked food.
I'd like that. We'll see. Maybe you guys, I'll see if I can. I'm trying to fix everything still because of the hurricane damage, but hopefully now, if within the next couple of months I'm able to get the camera and people start giving me donations because of footage I'm putting up, God willing, I might be able to fix up the house a little bit. You guys could come visit for next Christmas.
Because let's see, we're gonna have sweet potato souffle, as my aunt calls it. It's also known as sweet potato casserole. I'm gonna make
I love that.
broccoli. I'm gonna make broccoli cheesy rice.
Ooh, that sounds good.
An orange marmalade ham.
Oh man. Talk dirty to me, Tara.
Let's see. We're probably gonna have cornbread dressing. Let's see. Giblet gravy.
Oh God.
I'm gonna make sure I have a pumpkin pie.
Okay. Which do you like better, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Pumpkin. I don't eat sweet potato pie. I don't like sweet potatoes. I like yams. Sweet potatoes taste, when it's in my mouth, it feels like I have a mouthful of sand and like the silk hairs from a corn of cob.
Are you going to tell me that you like tomatoes but hate tomatoes?
Well, check that out.
Well, see, the thing is when a sweet potato, essentially considered, the larger ones are considered actual sweet potatoes. The smaller ones are considered yams. That's the actual difference in a sweet potato and a yam, is the size. Now, yams tend to be sweeter, less fibrous, don't taste like a mouthful of fucking dirt. Whereas the sweet potatoes are tougher, taste like a mouthful of dirt, and way too fibrous for me.
It's funny. Yams, they mispronounce it up here, the Italians. They call it yams, and they specifically they use it as a slur. They actually they call black people that. I'm guessing that's where they got it from. They call them sweet potatoes. I always would hear that when I was younger. I'd be like, I'd hear them calling these folks that, and I'm looking at them, and then one day I see the can of sweet potatoes with that written across it, and I asked my older brother, I said, "Is this where you guys got this from?" And he told me, he said, "I think so. I think that's where it came from." I said, "Huh? You calling them sweet potatoes? You call them eggplants and sweet potatoes? What the fuck? Why do you keep calling these guys fruits?" But I remember when I was a kid. It's actually a big thing that they grow them out here, potatoes and sweet potatoes. We're famous for our soil. If you go out on the East End, there's a lot of potato and cabbage farms. A lot of farms in general out on the East End. But you got me thinking about sweet potatoes now. I'm fucking hungry. But me personally,
For real, right?
I'm a New Yorker. I got a bias. I prefer apple pie.
I can make a killer fucking apple pie.
The trick is you got to use a mixture of the Golden Delicious and the green Granny Smith apples.
Oh, apples are my favorite.
We only use the green Granny Smiths, but it's fucking amazing.
Take my word for it. Do half and half with the Golden Delicious. You'll thank me.
I'll talk to my aunt.
Yeah, trust me.
I like peach cobbler.
I like peach cobbler too. You know what it is? You guys don't realize because you all live down south. You think that you're spoiled down there. You go up to the Hudson River Valley for the harvest festivals, or you go up to New England for their harvest festivals. You'll be amazed at the food. Seriously. The whole East Coast in general, the food, it's good eating up and down the coast. It just depends on what season. Like, you guys are spoiled because you get it all year down there. You know? Like, trust me, if you guys come here to visit, who gives a shit about Manhattan? Go up into New England. Go into Boston. Go into Maine. You know, go into like the different cities over there. Try the food in those restaurants. My God, you'll eat like a king.
Scooby, think you're getting addressed in the chat. Red and Only says, redheaded broads smell like onions?
Oh, hey, Red.
You know, Red, look, not to get too personal, I always was wondering, is that like a diet thing? Or is it something like that? I don't know, personally. Like, look, I'm half Sicilian. I got that African gene. I ash, so I got to put cocoa butter on in the winter. Fair skin and tan skin and blue eyes, but I ash. I'm just curious. I'm not guessing all redheaded girls smell that way. Just the ones I've had the unfortunate pleasure, I guess. Nothing against them. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I enjoyed their company immensely. It was just afterwards. Everyone knew I was with a girl, blocks away. So, you know.
Red says, nobody has cried while eating me. Just saying.
Ooh, girl. Ooh.
Nice.
Red, when you get a chance, can you check your Discord, please?
I haven't seen Red in a minute.
What?
I haven't seen Red in a minute. I haven't streamed with her in months.
My friend Smokey used to say when he hadn't seen me in months, I haven't seen you in a New York minute.
That's actually a pretty short amount of time, a New York minute. It's a New York minute is a short amount of time, and a Texas mile is a long distance. Those are the two things I remember.
You mean, is it a Texas mile or a country mile? Because I've always heard it's a country mile.
Yeah, I've heard country mile.
I always heard Texas mile.
It might as well say country mile. It's probably the same damn thing.
All right, because I always heard those are the two contrasts I always heard put against each other: a New York minute and a Texas mile. That's just the way I always heard them compared to each other.
Well, I can tell you right now, you want to go a mile in the country, it's going to seem like you're going fucking 50 miles.
I've heard the term country mile before. I have heard that term. Believe me. I haven't really been in the country too much. I think I told you about that when I first went upstate. They were all.
Well, when you come to visit, I will take you to Old Town, and you can be in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's fine.
And see all the goddamn cows you want.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't know if I ever told you about that, Sarah, but the first time I went upstate, they thought I was screwing with them. Like they're driving down the street, we're driving down the highway, and then all of a sudden we're passing a farm, and I'm like, "Holy shit, cows!" And they're all looking at each other like, "Scooby, are you fucking with us? You never seen cows before?" I'm like, "No, I never seen cows before." And then we pulled up close, and they were amazed because I was like, "Holy shit, they're so big! I thought they were gonna be the size of like a large dog." And they're looking at me like. You thought they were going to be that small? I said, yeah. And they said, sheep are that small. I said, really? I said, I thought a sheep was small if you could hold it under your arm. They're like, you really don't know nothing about these animals, huh? I said, no, I got no experience with them. They're, like, you know what I'm saying? You'll see horses in certain areas.
Night Red.
But
Night Red. I love you.
You know, you'll see horses in certain areas, but I never really saw any livestock before. You know? Like, I'll be like going through places that are more rural, and I'll be with somebody who's more familiar with it, and I'll start asking questions, and they look at me, they're like, "How do you not know what any of this shit is?" And you know, I'm a city boy. I don't know any of this shit.
Scooby, I'll take you where you can pet Shetland ponies, pet horses, you know, maybe even feed some goats.
You know, I was thinking, honestly, I was telling my wife, and she said, if you do that, I'll leave you. Because I told her, I said, if we can get property down in in Florida. I said, I don't care if we get like a trailer or whatever. I just want a barn so I can put a stable in and keep a horse. She said, what the fuck do you want a horse for? I said, I want to get at least 4 of them so I can use a chariot instead of a car. And she said, no, I'll leave you if you get a chariot.
Well, the Amish use 1 to 2 horses for their little carriages. You're good with 1 or 2.
No, I want an actual chariot that you got to stand behind with the whip. Why not, right?
Wow.
Seriously, that's really cool. Think about it.
Well, that shit ain't street legal.
I know. That's why I told her we'd have to look into Texas.
You'd be better off going to Amish country because they don't have lights on theirs, and theirs are street legal. So you'd be better off going to Amish country.
Oh, I plan on putting lights on mine just to be a dick. I'll even put on turn signals. That's something I always wanted since I was a kid. I told her, I said, either that or if we get enough property, I'd like to get a whole bunch of like puggles, like rescue puggles. I said, and I'll just use a dog sled, but I'll put wheels on it. And I'll have like, about 2 or 3 dozen puggles pull the sled.
Oh my God. With Patches in the lead, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like Rudolph. Actually,
can I put a glowing red nose on him?
Sure. More likely than not, Patches would probably be up in the back with me. He'd probably just be leaning like this with his paws over the thing watching. I wouldn't make Patches do that. No, I've said that before. I told her I have a few things I wanted to do. I told her, like, if we move to the Hudson River Valley, I said either, I'd rather move to the Hudson River Valley because there's mountains. And she says, well, she runs into these things headlong. You think she'd know after like 17 years. But she'll go to me like, why would it matter if there's mountains? I said to her, well, the goats I want to get, it would be better off if we were in mountainous terrain. I said, I just have to put, like a certain suspension on the chariot. And she looks at me like, no. I go, what do you mean no? No. Like, 'cause she knows how I am. I've took it to the Renaissance Fair before, and she knows I'm only half joking. If I could get away with it, yes, I would use a chariot. I just think it's a cool means of conveyance. I don't give a shit if it's slow. It's just brolic. I'm doing 25, but I don't care. Seriously, how can you top that? It's the simple things in life that make me smile. I don't need
that. I want a DeLorean where the max speed is 88 miles per hour.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't shoot that high. You could get a team of horses together for maybe under $2,000 if you know what farms to hit, and you can slap together a chariot, especially down south. I find a couple of rednecks who are amicable and just buys a beer, and they'll help me throw together a chariot in 2 weekends.
My favorite horse is the Clydesdale horses.
My mother's favorite. Yeah.
They're so beautiful and majestic. Oh, I love them. They're very, very expensive. But if I had the money, I would have a Clydesdale horse. I've always loved them.
They shit a lot, too.
Yeah.
So you probably wind up throwing your back out having to clean up after them. Personally, I'm partial to the Andalusian. You should look up that horse. It's
Scooby, I could take you to Payne's Prairie. Over at Boland's Bluff, sometimes the wild horses are roaming around in the woods. Sometimes they're down in the prairie.
Maybe if I was younger and my back was better, I'd be interested in that because I tried to break one of them. But
no, you're not allowed to touch them.
Oh.
They are protected. They are straight descendants from the Spanish horses from when the Spanish ruled Florida and were ruling over at St. Augustine.
Yeah, Cortez.
St. Augustine and Fort Matanzas.
Yeah. Too bad. I always wanted to break a bronco.
Yeah, the only ones allowed to actually touch the horses are the University of Florida veterinary technicians, because they make sure that the horses are healthy. They try not to give them vaccines unless they have to.
Yeah.
Because they want them to, stay. If it's a low number of them, they'll give them a vaccine. If it's not, then they'll let nature just take its course.
Right.
The vet techs, when a horse is pregnant, they will put a tracker on the pregnant mare, and will, when she goes to go into labor, they're around to help her if needed.
Yeah.
Other than that, they try and let her do it on her own.
Very cool. I still like to get my hands on a horse. She won't let me have one, and there's no way to put one around here. They get really pissed off if you stick them in a shed. You know?
Well, you could always get a miniature horse.
Yeah, I can't ride one of those, though. I wouldn't want to hurt the damn thing's back. I could probably get maybe 2 or 3 of them and then just use a skateboard as a chariot.
Oh, my God.
Like, I don't know. I'll be honest. It's one of those things I always felt that our generation got fucked out of is, horses and swords.
Actually, my bestie, Otara, when she grew up, she was one of those that had a pony. My mom had a horse when she was younger. The horse's name was Chin Bumper.
Chin Bumper.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can think of a few things with that name.
Oh, no, that's because the horse didn't want you on it most of the time, so it would literally trot so hard you would bump your chin.
Oh, wow. Okay, that makes sense then.
The horse, according to my aunt, my mom went to ride the horse one day, and the horse went under a low-lying branch, and my mom wasn't paying attention, knocked her in the head, and made her fall off. One time, my mom was trying to get up on the horse, and they had this barrel that they usually kept, near a certain area of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom went to stand on it. The barrel toppled, and my mom's foot went into this hole, and she broke her ankle. She ended up with a steel pin in her ankle.
Oof.
They, when they gave us my mom's ashes, when we went to scatter them at the beach, I had my mom's ashes, my aunt had my grandmother's ashes, and we scattered them, and I heard a kerplunk in the water.
It was the pin.
It was the pin.
Well, at least you weren't a macabre asshole and didn't take it and put it on a necklace or anything.
No, I actually do have, Hobby Lobby sells these little crystal containers that you put perfume and stuff in. My aunt and I each have one of those, and I have some of my mom's ashes in it and some of my grandmother's ashes in it. And the same with my aunt's. And we glued them shut with glass glue. So they're permanently shut. They will always have ashes in them. I'm very careful with mine.
I actually got scowled at by everyone in the room. And because they offered that when we cremated my mother's dog, they said, we can put some of the ashes in the locket. And so I go, can I pick which part of the dog? They all gave me the dirtiest look.
You think that's... Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say, I was going to suggest giving her the dog's ass. But,
yeah, so you could say, my mom's wearing an asshole.
Yeah.
You think that's weird? My dad loved his dog so much. She was a full-blooded, purebred American Bull Terrier. When she died...
he had her stuffed.
No.
Really?
Close. He had her embalmed and sealed in a Coleman cooler.
The fuck?
Yes. One of those big Coleman
Curse
coolers.
of the mummy dog.
This dog. He loved this dog more than he loved his kids. Whatever he would eat, like if he went to Outback or Longhorn Steakhouse and get the most expensive steak, which is a porterhouse T-bone, he would get one for his dog. Fuck his family. No, he didn't care if we ate or if we were hungry. But his dog, whatever he ate, she ate. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And he also made it clear when he dies, he wants to be buried with his dog.
Oh my God. So he wants to be embalmed and sealed in a Coleman cooler too.
Well, not a Coleman cooler, but a casket.
Bury him with a cat.
Nah. I say
cat?
bury him with
Oh,
nothing.
no.
Just
Disgusting.
throw the body into a 6-foot deep hole.
I don't know what I'll do when Patches passes.
You'll kill somebody.
Probably. Probably.
Why are you crying? My dog died. What? It's just a fucking dog. Doosh!
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Scooby, you are under arrest. What'd I do?
You know, it's funny. I actually, when one of my dogs passed away like 2 years ago, this girl was arguing with me on Facebook and told me to go fuck myself because I was mansplaining to her and blocked me. And I was in such a bad mood. I knew where her boyfriend was, so I went later and I said something to him because the dog died. And, you know, I felt bad because I said a few things to him I shouldn't have said. But, yeah, I'm glad that's all that had happened. I remember when one of my dogs died, I actually went out to the bar specifically looking for somebody that didn't like me because I knew they were going to get all loaded up and take a swing at me, which they did, and I wound up getting into a brawl with the guy. Yeah. By the time Patches passes, God willing, I'll be in my 50s. I'll probably be too old to do anything to anyone. Seriously. I couldn't even imagine if anything happens to that dog. You gotta understand, when I walk him, I bring him in after I walk him and I clean his feet off with diaper wipes, and every night before he goes to bed, I brush his teeth. So, yeah. And Patches sleeps with me every night. His head right here, and I'll wake up and he has his face right up against mine, and he has this annoying habit of like putting his lips right up against my eye and smacking him like.
Aww.
Yeah. Love that dog. Like, that's the thing, because my wife's fine with it, because I look over at her and she's, you know, like all crumpled up in the corner like Raggedy Ann sawing wood. So Pat just snuggles up next to me, and it's really cool because it's like having a combination of a dog and a teddy bear at the same time. And that's actually, believe it or not, I had said this to Tara, and I said, you know, and she gave me the weirdest look when we were in D.C., and I was telling her, she asked me, how did I sleep? I wasn't sleeping good because the dog wasn't there. I couldn't really sleep because I missed my wife, but I mean, fuck, where's my Patches? I can't sleep without him, you know? That's really what it felt like. And, yeah, I don't know what I'd do without my dog. Excuse me for yawning. It's not the company. I've just been up since 5 a.m.
Well, my little fur baby, well, she wasn't here, but she follows me around everywhere. That's Honey Bun.
Mm-hmm.
And I call her, like, my mom, she'll hear me calling her Cinnamon. And I'm like, she's like, why are you saying, who are you calling Cinnamon? I'm like, I'm calling Honey Bun Cinnamon, like Cinnamon Honey Bun. Because,
yeah.
And then I also want to get another dog, or if I had a Clydesdale horse, I would want to name it Cinnamon. I think that is so cute for an animal's name, Cinnamon.
I always said if I got a horse, it would have to be bright yellow, and I'd want to name the thing Mighty Penis. That way, if people called up like, where's Scooby? Oh, he's outside riding the Mighty Penis around the yard. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you should get a white horse and change your name to Wilbur.
I always said, you know, you got to realize, you're talking to somebody who, one of the things I wanted to was if I could legally change my name if I ever got indicted on like a really weird court case or anything. Like let's say on the off chance I got indicted on, I don't know, a homicide charge. I always said I'd want to change my name to Captain Winky. That way, you would have think about it. No jury in their right mind is going to be able to keep a straight face when the guy is sitting there. And so then Captain Winky proceeded into the room. I mean, how the fuck are they going to? Yeah, that's the whole thing. Just little things like that. Or, the way. Hey, I worked in
Captain Winky stuck his head into the hole.
Yeah, that's. Look, there was one point in my life where I was actually working a 9 to 5 at an office. I couldn't fucking stand it. Even though I made it to like office manager, and that's part of the thing. Like when you work in an office, you start to develop a really warped sense of humor because it's how you cope with shit. And unfortunately, when I was in the private sector, was during the era of E-Bombs World, so I was thoroughly entertained. Between that and Break.com, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, someone's getting a call.
Yeah, I am.
Tell him to go fuck a cactus.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Okay, I will. Hey, whoever's on the phone, go fuck a cactus.
No, don't.
Yeah, we're live on the air, folks. She'll call you back. Well, it depends.
Don't forget to fuck that cactus.
What time are we ending this, out of curiosity?
I figure about 12:30.
Okay, yeah, so we got like 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we had a late start.
Yeah, I appreciate that you started, though.
And I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
You know me, I want to wait for Burnside as much as I can.
I hear you. How's the chat looking? I can't really look at it because this computer won't let me open it while I'm on the air.
It's kind of dead. Zeph is in there.
Oh, what's going on, Zeph? How are you?
Hi, Zeph. No, I know about you, but that's all I know.
As far as I can tell, he's all right.
He's good people, as far as I can tell, too. I've talked to the guy I've talked to him a few times. He strikes me as a nice guy. He hasn't given me any reason to dislike him.
Richard Art's in the chat. He says, I've been gaming, but still listening.
Well, how are you, Rich? Yeah.
I don't judge people by what other people say. I mean, yeah, I'll take that into account and have that in the back of my mind. But I give people the benefit of the doubt, and if I also only judge on character. It's like how you treat somebody. If you treat me badly, it's a done deal. But then I'm a type of person too. I give second chances, and it's like you fuck up that second chance, that is a done deal. But I give, I've heard about Zeph and Liz Reptile, and it's like until they give me a reason not to trust them or whatever, then I will associate with them. I don't give a shit what anybody else says.
I'm the same way. Like
I got a puppy head on my shoulder.
Cool. I heard a lot of people would tell me a lot of different things. It was all pretty hyperbolic because no one showed me any video clips or anything. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm not calling you a liar, but I'd like to see the evidence so I can make my own judgment. I don't like having decisions made for me. That's part of the reason I wear this getup, is because I got to think about making my own calls and making judgments for myself. And the way I look at it was, all these people were talking shit about Zeph to me, and I talked to Zeph myself, and the first thing I realized is, okay, he's not a boogeyman. He seems like an average guy, a decent guy, nice guy, honest. And then I'd hear people telling me all these horror stories and this, that, and the third, and I haven't seen anyone provide me any evidence. So, anyone wants to shoot me anything, fine, shoot it to me. I'll definitely take a look at it. But in the meantime, I'm not going to sit there and ostracize the man because people are saying shit. People have been saying shit about me for the past couple of months. That ain't true. So why
Right.
should I take the word of the same people who are trying to smear me about smearing some other person?
I do have to say this, Zev, when you were on the cunt stream and you were talking to Schmeckle and they were talking about your girl, I guess it's your girlfriend at the time, or it still is your girlfriend, Liz Reptile, and she was living with her ex-husband Fred, I think his name is, and you said, Schmeckle's like, if reality sets in, you know, she's probably taking the dick from him, and you're like, I don't care that Fred's living there, or and so forth, and you said we have an emotional connection, not a sexual one, and they made a song out of that. I have to say, I know, like, it's funny. And
He says, I'm only an inseparable asshole towards pedos and degenerates. Liz isn't my girlfriend.
Okay. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I didn't
Well,
know
if
she
you guys
was.
are gonna be, if you're gonna be talking to him, you can, if you want to hit him up on Discord, ladies, and offer him a link. If we're gonna be talking to him, it ain't right to be talking about the man if he ain't, if we don't offer him the opportunity. But that having been said, I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying that. That these morons went and made a song about it. I mean, I have a good connection with you two ladies. It's obviously it's an emotional one, so I don't see why the fuck they're gonna sit there and they're gonna say that about the man. If he feels that he has a deep relationship with this lady and it hasn't gone to that level and it's never gonna go that way or however it works, it's a man's own damn business. These fucking fucktards are gonna sit there and make a song about it. Get the fuck out of here. That ain't right.
I know it's not right, but like I tell you, Scooby, like people, like they fucking call any names and shit. From here on out, just fucking roll with it. Like, yeah, you know
Oh,
what
I
it
don't care
is.
about them calling me names.
And but like telling like Zeph, like, yeah, they made that song about him. Like, yeah, man, I like that damn song. You know what? Yeah, I said what I said. Just own it, baby. It's like I have to say it is a catchy song though.
Yeah, I'd have to hear it. I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying the context. The song itself might be good.
He says, during that stream, I was upset with Liz and wasn't sure about if I was involved with her. It was very autistic to say for sure, though. And yes, the song was very funny.
Well, it's
Yeah,
good that he
Zeph,
has a good sense of humor.
I know what you were going through. I've had my fair share of people fucking me over and
Yeah.
leading me on. And yeah, I'm not gonna. They're they're so simple. Well, how can I say this? They're a bunch of simple bitches
He
that
says, I
nobody
used
cares
that song
about.
as my ringtone for like 2 months.
Nice,
Good for him.
but
You
yeah,
know.
the people that the guys that did the shit to me are nothing but simple irrelevant bitches, and
Days bitch made.
exactly. And so I know how you feel, like when you're on that stream, because you think you're with somebody, they tell you all this, and then come to find out they're laughing behind your back with other people, and they just saying that, oh, we just felt sorry for her. So
Yeah, fuck them. Okay, it's 12:30. Let me see who is to my left. We have my baby brother. Still your shit.
No.
Okay. Queenie the Dick Doxer.
Hi, I'm Queen of the South. I will be, you can find me here on YouTube. I will put my link to my channel in the live chat. And I will be doing a live stream here in the next few days, clearing up some allegations and, clearing the air and setting some people fucking straight, since they want to add their, their 2 cents in and pretty much misrepresent me or think they know what went on behind the scenes. So
I say give them back the money and shove the food in their face.
But yeah, I'll put my link in the live chat, and I will be doing a live stream clearing up everything and setting people fucking straight. And after that, I don't want to hear no fucking other shit about it.
Oh, you will. You know you will, but just ignore him. Scooby, the real Scooby.
Yep. You guys know the deal. I'm Scooby331. Since you're already watching my channel, you know that. You guys can follow me here on YouTube. I am on Minds.com, GabAI. I have a Patreon and PayPal. They are up, functional, and accepting donations, if you could please, because I'm definitely trying to get equipment together to film videos. I am trying to get a GoPro so I can go into Manhattan and start covering Manhattan. So, yeah. That's pretty much what I'm looking at right now, and I should hopefully have some new videos coming up in the next week or two, so just stay tuned.
And I am Terracin. I know I look like the SN mouse, but yeah, I was just hosting for Scooby. You can find me on pretty much any social media. I put up videos when I fucking feel like it. So, yeah, subscribe if you want. Haters get blocked because, well, I don't give a fuck. So, good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Good night, all.